For we humans, the booming noise of festive fireworks or a bout of wild weather can be exciting stuff. But for our four-legged friends, it's often too much, partly because their hearing is so much better than ours. Many dogs find the sights and sounds a real freak out. In fact, it can affect their behaviour so much, they might even make a run for it. And if they do escape, they can face many dangers. It's behaviour that lost dogs' homes around the country know only too well.
This New Year's Eve was moderate to busy. We have had as many as 80 dogs come in the 24 hours during the fireworks period. This year we had 55 dogs come in that 24 hours. So a lot of them have cut paws and just don't know which leg to stand on because their feet are so cut and injured. They're all very distressed and often panting and quite upset.
Having a pet escape can be extremely traumatic, as Bernadette discovered when her staffy, Nevada, ran off on New Year's Eve.
I just had this horrible feeling that I might never see him again, and having lost another Staffordshire 2 years ago, it was just this sinking, devastating feeling that, what have we done? We thought we'd got things right as regards settling him and making the yard safe. When I came back to check him at about, I suppose it was 10 to 12, he'd gone. So we basically spent the rest of the night searching. Nevada!
They didn't find out that Nevada was safe until the next morning.
And I got a phone call from a lady who lived several blocks away saying, we have your dog. And they said he'd arrived at their place around about 9 at night in absolute terror. It was just the most wonderful sense of relief. We were grateful that they'd done the right thing. Whoa!
Now, there are many ways to stop your pet from freaking out in the first place, and one of my favourites would have to be desensitisation. Now, it sounds complicated, but it's actually very simple. So this sound effects CD works by initially exposing them to those fear-producing sounds at a very low level, then over time you build up the volume, so when those storms or fireworks do occur, they're not such a big concern. Another great insurance policy against your pet going missing forever is a microchip. It just sits underneath the skin here, carries all the necessary information, so if they do go missing after a storm, they'll be back to you in no time at all. On the actual night of the fireworks or storm, the best thing to do is distract your dog. Move your pet indoors. Next, close all windows and blinds. Now the goal should be to try and create a bit of a safe zone for your pet, and the laundry here is almost tailor-made for it. You can block out the windows to take away those flashes from the lightning, and a great tip, put the washing machine on. See, that produces predictable, almost calming vibrations that cancel out those fear-producing rumbles from outside. Whatever method you choose, it should ensure that our best friends never stray too far. Nowadays, cat food is a billion-dollar industry with a huge range of foods available. But despite all this, I still constantly get asked, what should I feed my cat and how much? For a happy and healthy cat, variety is the key. A good balance of meats, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals will keep Puss in tip-top condition. Did you know it's a myth that cats can live on fish alone? In fact, a diet of just fish can send them blind. The way to go with cats is dry or canned food, or a combination of both. Dry foods are more concentrated, so you need less, and the food lasts longer. Canned foods are around 80% water, which is a lot, but it can be a good way of keeping up their hydration. And modify their diet with age. Younger cats need more protein and calcium, while older cats like Gordon here, yes you, need more joint supplements, fibre and antioxidants. Now for cats as well as people, the toilet is a very personal place. Just as we don't want an audience on the loo, your cats need privacy too. When picking the perfect place for Pussy to pee, find somewhere that is quiet and doesn't get a lot of traffic. The tray needs to be big enough for your cat to be able to squat and dig comfortably. Cats are creatures of habit, so stick to the same location and kitty litter that they're accustomed to, or your kitty will start searching for their own new toilet spot. Not good. One of the biggest mistakes people make is not having enough litter trays. You see, in a multiple cat household, you need multiple trays, one per cat plus a spare. That way they're never caught short. In 6 years as a vet, I've dealt with my fair share of feisty customers. But today, I'm dealing with a real devil, a Tassie devil in fact, and despite all his bravado, he's fighting for his life. Now, the facial tumour disease was first discovered 10 years ago.
Yep.
Tell us about the classical signs.
It's so horrible. I mean, starvation is the ultimate cause of death. 3 months is the general time when they would express symptoms of it. 6 months, they're dead.
Tim Faulkner from the Australian Reptile Park in Gosford is one of the many saviours fighting to save this Aussie icon from extinction. Devil facial tumour disease, once visible, is fatal. It's already spread across 60% of Tasmania and wiped out more than half the population. But it's not all bad news. Insurance populations, bred from devils from disease-free areas, may hold the key to the security of the future of these little fellows. So, Tim, these guys have just arrived from Tasmania.
Yeah, only a couple of days ago. So that's the reason for the heavy quarantine.
It's their first vet check since arriving, and they obviously need a little coaxing to come out.
If I lift her up a bit, sometimes if you just blow on her mouth a little, she'll open it up and you'll be able to...
I brushed this morning, I promise. That jaw's locked tight, and thankfully not on my finger. It's good news for Wilma. First impressions are positive. It's all okay, everything looks pretty normal. The devil cancer is unique as it can be spread from animal to animal. Finding a resistance gene may be the only protection, but that's a long way off. Sparky's a bit feisty.
Yeah, not quite as friendly as Wilma.
Yep. They look in pretty good condition.
Yeah, let's hope so. These guys, in the 2008 breeding season, are the future of the species. Yeah, there's a few. I mean, we've got...
With the new arrivals settling in nicely, it's time to check on the older residents. And it seems one little devil is trying to go incognito. So, mate, basically we've got to find who this devil is that doesn't have the ID, don't we? Doesn't have their microchip.
Settle down.
All right, we've got one here. 9489.
Yeah, that's Tully.
No microchip means no identity. And that's dangerous for these rare gems. 1544.
Correct, that's Walter.
That's our boy. The search continues.
You're cranky? Geez, you're cranky today.
So we're just going to see who you really are.
You got him?
Right, yeah. 7522.
Dolly.
Okay.
It doesn't leave many.
No. Aha.
We found him.
We could have found our boy.
Good.
Now for the tricky part, microchipping. This could be painful. And I don't mean for Willie. You can't blame them for whinging about copying one of those. This is where I've got to be careful. These guys can swing their heads right around and those teeth can quickly end my career.
You all right, mate?
Lift up the skin. And then
Perfect.
nice and quick. That was it, mate. Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Thank you.
2 thank yous. He's
Yeah.
obviously very impressed, aren't you? The devils may be struggling for survival, but thanks to people like Tim, they're not going down without a fight. Now, Tim, you're so close to this. In your heart of hearts, how do you think it's all going to pan out for these guys?
I can't see a happy ending. A happy ending. These guys might be the future, and probably at the moment, this is the future, and it has potential to save the species. So people need to get behind it. It's one of our most iconic species.
Now, mate, I've got to ask, do you mind if I...
Fully expected
Whack him on
it.
the shoulder,
He's
come on.
irresistible. There you go.
He's great, isn't he?